One is on natural gas burners. Now this cast iron burner here, on the left you'll see it's kind of fat, and then it has a venturi where it snakes down low. Well, the orifice sprays gas in that left end, and it draws in primary air. Then that passes through the rest of the burner, comes out the slots, and secondary air is added as it comes out the slots and completes the burn. Now this was a standard burner for many years, and this next picture is going to show you what they look like from the end. And they have that little butterfly in there. You see those little screws up there holding those butterflies, and you can open and close those things. Generally, when you adjust that primary air, you close it all the way to get your yellow flame. Then you open it until you just get rid of the yellow tips on it. And all the older furnaces had these types of adjustments on them, and they did need to be adjusted every time the furnace was serviced. Okay, this one here is also adjustable. It's just got a slide there in the left. Now it doesn't have a venturi in it, but it still works. And the gas comes out of those little slots along there. One little note, those slots, when you're doing service, these things, you should always pull these gas burners out. And those slots tend to get rust and stuff in them, so it's a good idea to get those things pretty well cleaned up when you're doing a service on these things. But these are all natural draft burners. Now the next one I'm going to show you is not used in a natural draft appliance. This one here, you can see this is one end, and there is your venturi right there. Your orifice fits in the small hole there, sprays gas in. There's no adjustment on this burner because none of the new ones have primary air adjustments. What those things do is they're horizontal, so they actually spray the gas air mixture straight into the heat exchanger and draw some secondary air with it. These have to be used with an inducer because they're horizontal. Now this is another look at that same burner, and it's from the burner end where the fire actually comes out of this thing. These also need to be cleaned when you're doing service, but it's not near as tough to clean these because they're not too tough to get to. The next one we're going to show you is how they're installed, what they look like when they're installed. Okay, this one here at the very front up there closest to us is the manifold, and the orifice is spraying right into the center of that burner, and so the fire is going to go straight out into the heat exchanger tube. These have to have an inducer to actually pull those gases horizontally. It's the only way these things will work. So if for some reason the inducer stops, these burners can't operate. They'll go straight up if the pressure switch doesn't shut them off. And this is just kind of a demonstration of the inshot burners and how they work. You can see the flames being pulled into the heat exchanger right there, and we're looking at the orifices and the venturi there, just spraying straight in there. And virtually every furnace in the last 20 years or so is designed with just these type of burners. And that's just a short one on how burners are put together and how they're adjusted.